In this tutorial, you'll learn how to use derived attribute to set data for each cell view individually in collection view. We'll start using the same example as previous tutorial. In this example, we want to use the top section as a featured view. The featured view shows image for various foods. First, let's add an image view to the view. Set the constraints to align exactly to top, bottom, leading and trailing. Then, set a placeholder food image to the image view. Set the content modes to scale aspect fill. This retains the image aspect ratio and fill the image view. Copy and paste the text label to create a second text label. The constraints are retained from the copied text label. Remove the unnecessary constraints and add a new constraint to the top of the first text label. Set up the necessary attributes for both text label. We'll use the bottom text label for the food name later using derived attributes. Next, add a basic view and set gradient to the view to improve the cell view design. Of course, you need to set the constraints properly for the gradient view. We'll set fraction width of the layout to 0.9 because it looks better. Now we're ready to add derived attributes. Select bottom text label in the cell view. Hover to the text attribute, there is Add Derived Attribute icon. Click the icon and set a name. Click Add to add the text as a derived attribute in the cell view. When you select the cell view, you can see a derived attribute named food name has been added. Select the data source. You can see that food name attribute also shown below the cell selector pop-up. The derived attributes shown at data source are based on the selected cell view. If you select a different cell view, the data source then shows derived attributes for that cell view. Set pizza as the cell 1's food name. See that only the first cell's food name is changed at the collection view. Set nasi lemak to cell 2 and burger to cell 3's food name. Now, we'll add the food image as a derived attribute. Similar with food name, you set the food images for each cell using added derived attributes in the data source. Derived attributes are very useful to set individual data for each cell views or header views. The data set also retained in the generated code, so a developer can choose to use them or replace them with a new data.